Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I have the brand new Eureka crystal beads collection to share with you all, which I have heard is a limited time restock of the Royal Plumage collection, which was one of their earliest and happens to be one of my favorite color palettes that they've put out. So I really look forward to sharing this one with you and seeing what's inside myself too. If you're interested in picking up one of these, I have the link listed right down below. It'll take you right to the collection page. And by picking one up, you're not starting a subscription package. All of the Eureka collections are sold as a single one-time purchase, and you're more than welcome to pick up multiple collections at once if they have any other ones in stock that are speaking to you. So let's go ahead and open this one up and see what we have in store. All right, and just like I remember it, here is our inspiration photo based on the beautiful peacock plumage with all of those royal blue-green and gold colors in particular. So we have some information about our inspiration, of course. The stunning peacock, a vision in green iridescence with a riot of blue spotted feathers. And on the back of that is our materials list. So it tells us everything that's included in this package. You can use those SKU numbers to find out the specific names of the products you received. It's not printed specifically on this insert, just in case some of those could vary slightly in the future. But you can always check on their collections page on their website to get a full look of everything that you're going to be receiving. And as usual, there is a savings on the overall cost by picking up a collection as opposed to purchasing everything individually at retail cost. These collections also ship for free if you're located in the US, and they do offer international shipping, so no matter where you are, you're able to get your hands on one, and the shipping will just depend on your location. And as you can see, we've got everything broken down by category with these collections containing a wonderful mix of items that are meant to be able to be used together to create projects directly from the package, everything being really well thought out and curated according to the color palette. So with all that being taken care of, no matter what you do with the contents, they're going to coordinate. Everything is also very high quality, and we'll see that just starting out in the seed bead section alone, with everything being Japanese glass, very uniform, and these collections being perfect for bead weaving and beading embroidery. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the contents up close, one at a time. Our first section contains 2 containers of round 11-0 seed beads. One container is in the Toho brand, it's a 2.5-inch tube, and we also have a 10-gram tube in the Miyuki in this really awesome mix that brings all the colors of the palette together. And that first tube in the Toho being a gorgeous metallic iris mix with lots of bluish greens and some hints of golden shine. Up next, in another iris combination with lots of greens and a hint of iridescence, is a 2.5-inch tube of Toho size 11-0 triangle seed beads, which is really cool. Gives us another shape to work with instead of just the rounds that also coordinate with our palette. And fourth in that section is a 10-gram tube of the Miyuki drop seed beads in the 3.4 millimeter size, in another fabulous metallic iris, bringing in the greens, purple, blue, and gold all together. In our next section, we're going to take a look at the check glass beads, and we start out with a 2-hole variety. These are the gem duos in a 2.5-inch tube in a stunning suede green color. I'll take some of these out so we can get a closer look. So you can see that almost velvety appearance in this deep forest green and that diamond shape with the 2 holes going through either of those pinched ends. And next for check glass, we have 3 tubes of super duos. Actually, 2 of them are super duos. The one in the golden metallic is actually the mini duo, so just a smaller version of the other 2. Here are the 2 different super duos, and I'm just loving these colors, especially together. I think they would look awesome in a project. Those 2 shades combined, that dark turquoise blue with the luster coating on the right, and that slightly metallic capri blue color on the left. Up next for our single hole beads in the check glass, we start out with a strand of the 6mm fire polish faceted rounds. There's 25 pieces of this toned down metallic shade of green with a slightly bluish undertone. And then look at these together, they're just beautiful. To wrap up the check glass section, we have 2 strands, one in 6mm, which is in the capri blue color, or at least that's what I will call it. And then we have a strand of the 8mm larger round druck beads or pressed glass rounds, 25 on the strand of 8mm and 50 on the other. So lots here to work with. And a classic glass bead shape, which will help us to put things together directly from the contents because we're getting so many different shapes and sizes that all look beautiful together. Next up, we have a bag containing a mix of Preciosa crystal bicone beads in the 4mm size. It says there's 72 pieces in the bag, but let's take them out so we can really admire how they look. So fun to get a mix with all coordinating colors. You can separate them out and use them in whatever way you like, whether it's by using the colors separately or all together. They look great either way. And I'm seeing some of the coated gold bicones, the light sky blue color, some capri blue, and some of that pretty emerald as I'm looking at them in my first glance. Our next section is comprised of the Krakowski brand items, which is the Eureka brand of new crystals and pearls, which are fabulous. We start out with a strand of 100 pieces of the 4mm round pearls in this deep shade of green with its beautiful satiny coating and color saturation. And that also gives us a 4mm size in the rounds since we have the 6 and the 8 that came in the checked glass section. Up next is our selection of fancy stones, and this is a large 16mm cushion cut in a very deep teal, which is beautiful and sparkly with that deep color showing up as we move it around, and you can see that teal glittering, and there is a look at the back of the stone. Next, we have this pair, 2 of my favorites, in this combination that shifts from blue to green. These are the 14mm round Rivoli stones that are super sparkly and in excellent shape. And they also coordinate well with that cushion cut if you wanted to incorporate these 2 rounds in a pair of earrings and that cushion cut in a necklace to make a set. The shapes are different and the colors are not exactly the same, but they still coordinate nonetheless. And next we have a set of 4 8mm Krakowski crystal chatons in the gold tone with this extra sparkly and glittery effect that comes from within the stones. So beautiful. And they also have a extra metallic golden shine that I'm noticing on the surface. And last up for that section is this beauty. It's a strand of the Krakowski crystal cup chain in the 3mm crystal size. It's a 1 foot length, and I think I'm seeing some color shift in here too, from teal to a darker royal blue. And this is in the gold colored setting. And then our last section contains some of our golden colored findings and components, and I will go ahead and unbag those and then bring them to you up close. We're going to start out with some tiara cast Hishi style spacer beads in the daisy motif, and they're a small 3mm size. Would just be the perfect sliver of gold to space some things out in just the right project with that small flat daisy shape. Up next, they provided us with a set of 2 of the sew-on round settings for those Krakowski crystal rivolis, those 14mm round stones. So if you want to, you can go ahead and put these directly in the settings and use those to sew and bead around or attach to a bead embroidery project. They've also provided a 2-foot segment of Rollo chain in the light golden color, which coordinates with our other gold tone findings. And it's enough here to use in multiple projects if you want to, with that bright and shiny metal and the wide open links. And then we wrap up this collection with 2 different styles of earring findings. There's one pair of the ear wires with the ball detail and coil, and also a pair of lever backs in the 19 by 10mm size, which are very simple but offer a different type of earring finding with some extra security. And then last but not least, we have a toggle clasp by Tierra Cast in that beautiful framed out square shape with the leafy detail all around it. And that wraps it up for another fabulous Eureka Crystal Beads collection that is very similar to the one they released a few years back in one of my favorite color palettes, with some slight changes to keep everything fresh and to go along with what they're able to get their hands on at this time. I always recommend the Eureka Crystal Beads collections. They are so inspiring to me to get these types of packages with everything you need to pull together some amazing projects just from the contents that you see here, because you have so many different things to choose from that work well together, not just color-wise, but actual types of beads and findings. So once again, if you would like to pick up one of these Royal Plumage collections, I have the link right down below the video. Just click on that to be taken directly to the collections page. You can certainly purchase any of these items separately and a whole lot more at Eureka Crystal Beads, but these collections are available for a limited time and give you all of these contents in one package. And again, not starting a subscription, these are just single purchase items and you're more than welcome to pick up more than one. So I hope you enjoyed checking out this latest collection. It's always a pleasure to share these with you, and you'll have to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this selection or anything else you'd like to say. It's always great to hear from you. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here because I would love to have you back, and hopefully you'll see some things come out of this collection in the near future. Also be sure to subscribe to the Eureka Crystal Beads YouTube channel. They often have projects that accompany these collections, and sign up for their emails to find out more about when new tutorials and collections are released. So that's all for now. I hope to see you all again next time. I also hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.